So I wanted to
All right,
point
so
out
here we are.
the cool
That
MC,
is sweet.
right?
I like that.
You like that?
Yeah.
There was an H as well because we do the HMMC.
Hulk Smash?
It was Hulk Smash.
Hulk Smash.
Yeah.
Which Hulk?
All right, the Edward Norton one.
Heck yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Perfect. Yeah, you're not a Mark Ruffalo guy? Rory says hi.
Rory, the dog.
Yeah.
Definitely a Mark Ruffalo fan.
Rory. Bam!
Nice.
Stay. Quiet.
That was well done, sir.
I didn't do that.
Well done. Bringing
the kids taught her that.
The kids taught her
I swear
bang.
to God. Yeah.
Bang, bang. Well, speaking of bang, bang,
Speaking
you're bringing
of bang,
me
bang.
into PD land here. We've done a lot of fire and rescue stuff.
We have.
But this stuff always makes me nervous because, we hear on the news that the officers acted in a split second. Sometimes it's less than that.
Oh, it's absolutely
And
less
so
than that.
I want to come out with the absolute caveat that you guys at home already know, but for anybody that jumps in and starts to get on us for doing this stuff, yes, we are in the comfort of the studio.
Yep.
We opened a beer. We're going to watch the video and talk about it. We can make suggestions and this should have done this, should have done that, but I will never ever question the decision they made in the moment. I can question training.
I might.
I can question the training.
I
can question, their interpretation of the situation, but I will never say they shouldn't have taken the shot because the reason they took the shot in some of these situations is because they felt threatened, and I cannot speak to intent and how they felt in the moment.
It's interesting you say that because you have not seen this video.
I have not seen this video.
I will. Usually, we don't like watching videos before we play them, but I was looking for something specific.
Well, here's the thing, guys. I get a little queasy when I see some blood. So I needed MC to kind of check this at first, and the expletives that flew out of the studio over to the casting couch where I was sitting. That's weird. I said, well, I'm on my way. Headphones on, and here we go.
Yeah, so I backed the video up. This is from our friends at LiveLeak, who hopefully will not sue us for playing this video. This is out of Tempe, Arizona. Put yourself in this officer's shoes. You've been dispatched to a suspicious circumstance, suspicious vehicle, and when you arrive, you get out of your patrol car, as you'll see momentarily, and you see somebody inside of a vehicle. That's pretty much sums it up.
So, suspicious vehicle.
Yes.
I arrive, and there's someone in a suspicious vehicle.
Sure.
That's our setup. That's what we know.
That's our setup. That's what you've been... Now, for those of you in the audience that aren't cops, so even fire guys, even EMS guys, civilians...
Not a cop.
What you get dispatched to is not necessarily what you find when you get there.
Same on the EMS side. Yep.
True. So we always take things with a grain of salt when it comes to, hey, this is what I'm on my way to. You never know what you're going to find when you get there. This is what you found in this particular instance.
All right.
So this year, 2019, marks 400 years.
Phone in hand.
Okay, so there's our suspicious vehicle.
So we're nose to nose with it. I don't like that right away. We're kind of a dead end alley here.
Perhaps, but sometimes you got to go places that you don't want to go.
Oh, yeah.
That ship has sailed. You're got to respond. Here you are.
Again, I'm not saying he shouldn't be there. I'm just saying that just me who knows nothing already,
I'm
worried.
I understand.
Yeah.
I absolutely understand. So from a non-law enforcement standpoint, what are you seeing right now?
What I'm seeing is a vehicle.
Okay.
Nose to nose with me, which means if they want to leave in a hurry, they either go through me or they go backwards.
Let me ask you this. Do you have anywhere to go?
I have no escape routes. And
so that should make you a little nervous.
The way I look at this, MC, is if the truck was on fire,
okay,
this is not the way I would want to fight this fire. But that's really the only access I have.
I was going to say, let's pretend it is on fire. What are you going to do? You going to go a yard over and squirt it over the fence? You got to go where the problem is.
We're going to do exactly what this is, but my tactics are going to change a little bit.
As they should. As they should. So here comes the officer tactics.
And again, we're just getting that. It looks like a chest camera like we've talked about.
Yes. I hate chest cameras, by the way. I prefer them on my helmet.
Okay, so what little cover there is, we're kind of over.
It looks like a garbage can to me.
Now,
okay, you see somebody moving around in the car there?
I see somebody moving around in the car, and I'm also thinking, as a hazmat guy, this probably isn't going to do much, but it's better than nothing. Hiding behind the trash can.
Okay, so yeah. The cover is better than it. That's really concealment, right? Mm-hmm. That's not going to stop bullets. It's not cover.
Correct.
It's concealment. You're hiding, right? Who's in the car?
We don't know.
We don't
Well,
know. We don't know
someone or
who
something.
the PR is, the person reporting, or RP, depending on your vernacular.
Yeah.
That could be the owner of the vehicle, for all I know. I have no clue.
This may not be the suspicious vehicle, but it's the vehicle we found, and the officer is at least...
I will make an educated guess and say that the dispatcher got the information that this is obviously the location. It's a Chevy Suburban, and whoever's in there isn't supposed to be in there. Let's operate from that assumption, which it's a complete assumption.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
All right, weapon out. Okay.
Why?
He sees something that,
Okay.
that his hackles are up, for lack of a better term.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're okay so far with what's happening? Him pulling his gun out.
Well,
What are you assuming?
let me say this. Of the 35 seconds of information I have,
Okay.
something has put his hackles up, and something in his training and education and experience has told him, defend yourself.
Okay.
So
I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
From a law enforcement perspective, I can appreciate that you're basically what you're doing right now is giving the officer the benefit of the doubt.
yes.
And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm totally okay with that. Because keep in mind that when you're watching these body cam videos, they're not fantastic all the time.
We can't see what
based
he
on the
sees.
perspective of
the
of
officer.
where that camera is right now, it's on his chest, right? Can I see higher than my chest?
Yes.
Absolutely.
So
So
we-
maybe he's seeing something that we don't see from the perspective of the video
Correct.
right now.
That's right.
Don't know.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, somebody's exiting the car.
Yep.
Hey. 2561. Let me see your hands!
What's happening right now?
Okay, so now we've got somebody that looks like they just got out of the truck and they're running away.
Okay.
And he's shouting, "Let me see your hands."
Okay.
What I don't know is, and we paused it right here, and I don't know if it'll be addressed, but did he take the time to look and make sure that that's the only person that was in the vehicle?
Don't know.
That's the
I don't
first
know.
thing that goes through my head is,
Again, that's the problem with the chest cam is
Mm-hmm.
if I have a camera like on my helmet right here, right? So
Yep.
as I'm running past and I go like this, the camera perspective is going to shoot right over there. Perhaps
Yeah.
a poor choice of words. The perspective is going to shift from what I see ahead of me to what I see, and I can real quick clear. So maybe he does turn his head. This is not going
that's
to
right.
tell us
We don't see that. And just
Not at
thinking
all.
as a paramedic, my thing is always, I want to know, do I have everyone? Is everyone accounted for? So the first thing I'm going to do is, if I have a victim, if I'm responding as
The guy
a paramedic,
running away, by the way, from a paramedic perspective,
He's healthy.
He's fine.
we'll find him later. First thing I always do is I check the driver's seat and I check underneath.
Okay.
And the rest I'll get to. So I'm hoping the officer, as they're advancing, isn't getting the tunnel vision on the one person moving, and there's a threat behind him now. Because
We
as
don't
far as we can tell, this officer is alone.
Again, let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's assume the chest camera is still capturing what it's capturing, and he gives a quick glance to his left and
Yeah.
very briefly clears not only the interior of the pickup,
Mm-hmm.
but the bed of the truck as well. We'll make that assumption.
Certainly. Yep.
So bad guy, suspicious guy
Guy running.
is running away.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what we got.
Whoa. What's your problem now?
Well, I can't see.
Uh-huh.
It sounds like one shot has been fired.
So far.
And judging by the sound of it on this mic, it sounds like it came from closer to the microphone rather than farther away from the microphone.
I'm gonna again make the educated guess that was the officer shooting.
So this is grainy. This is far away. As far as I could tell where you paused it, the person that was running was still running. But I've seen in the movies where they can turn with a weapon
Oh
and
my
do
God!
that kind of
Please,
stuff.
are you bringing up movies right now?
Now, it's
Shame on you.
you are able to run in one direction and shoot in the other. Are you remarkably
Sure.
inaccurate? Yes,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
there's that little chance.
It always amazes me in westerns when they're on horseback and they're firing. It's like, really, you're hitting that many people?
So my
Come
question
on,
here,
man.
MC, is we had our weapon out because something had us spooked. I'll say spooked.
Okay.
Okay. And now we fired a shot. I don't know if we fired it downrange toward the person running or if this was an accidental discharge.
Okay. What could the third option be?
Somebody else shooting.
The fourth option.
I don't know. Am I missing something obvious?
There used to be the warning shot. Right, stop! And you shoot, you fire, you crank off a round in the air or at the ground or whatever to scare the person into stopping. That used to be back in the day. That was a thing.
So I remember
It's not
that being a
anymore.
thing in the movies again.
It used to
stop or I'll shoot, and they shoot in the air, and then they point it at you. It's like, well, you've already wasted one shot. You shot in the air. That doesn't scare me. I'm going to keep running.
maybe in the 30s it worked.
Sure.
I don't know. But I'm just saying that's another potential
so it
option
could
of
have
what
been a warning shot.
It could have been. In our department policy, we are actually verboten from firing a warning shot.
I would hope so.
And here's the thinking is that the reason policy exists is because people used to do it.
My question
Right?
is, if you're gonna, how do I put this that I don't sound like an idiot? Anytime you're going to anytime you are going to discharge that weapon, it needs to be at a target shaped like a person or at a person that is trying to hurt you or someone else.
You just summed up policy very, very well.
Yeah. So if I'm going to fire a warning shot over there to the right, have I made sure that anything over there to the right is safe?
You don't know where that's going to go.
So if you're not going
Although
to shoot,
Mythbusters did prove you can fire a round in the air, and when it falls back to Earth, ain't going to kill you.
well, it shouldn't.
But it'd hurt.
Yeah,
probably.
it's like a penny from the Empire State Building.
Yeah.
It's not going to kill someone.
It's not going to
but
feel
it's
good,
going to
though.
hurt like heck.
Yeah.
So here we are. We've had one shot fired, so it's either accidental, a warning shot, or firing at a threat.
Let's make an assumption. This video is going to be full of assumptions.
This show is nothing but ifs.
That you're damn right. Let's assume it was a purposeful, intentional shot.
All right.
How do you feel about that?
I can't see the figure well enough on this video. It's grainy. It's out of focus.
Okay. Don't make excuses. I want your gut feeling.
My gut
good or
feeling,
bad? Gut feeling right now.
bad,
Good or bad?
Bad.
Okay. Okay. So articulate for me why.
So,
and by the way, you're not wrong.
No,
I don't think
this. I'm not, and I want to go back to what I said before because I don't want to be. He shouldn't have done it. He shouldn't have done it. But what I'm seeing is I'm not seeing in this video a direct threat to him or someone else.
Again, let's underscore the fact that we are in the MCPD studios in
with
my
plenty
garage.
of time. Look, we paused it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Which this officer did not have the opportunity to do. But having a beer while we record this. It's easy to make the assumptions in a safe space, is what I'm saying.
If you read Danny Kahneman's Thinking Fast and Slow, this situation is very clearly described in that book and in that thinking of behavioral economics, that the reason this officer is reacting in this way was because his brain went to his Rolodex of experiences. And it's not just things that we live, but it's things that we see, feel, and experience. So if this officer has watched 100 videos where someone runs away and then hurts the officer, their initial reaction is going to be, that's what's going to happen to me. So that's how our brains make those split-second decisions. They go through that quick Rolodex with what is most likely to happen. People who have this, the analysis paralysis, where it looks like they're stopped and they're thinking.
Right. We call it vapor lock.
That's their brain clicking through the Rolodex and not finding anything that makes any sense. So there's a possibility that this officer's experience, education, and training has led him to believe that this person running away in this manner is a direct threat.
Okay.
So that's a possibility, but my gut, just in what I've seen so far, I would lean more towards accidental rather than intentional.
When you were sitting on the casting couch over here and I got to this point and I stopped the video, my first thought, I won't repeat, was an expletive, but I'm like, yeah. My training and experience, I would not want to go this route.
And again, guys,
thus far,
if you haven't read Kahneman, you need to go read Kahneman, because it's not just how many years you've got on the street. It's not just your FTO time and the stories that you've heard. If you're at home watching,
nothing but heat
and all these, that is what your brain will click to for experience. That's why people believe that, why didn't you just shoot it out of his hand? Well,
God.
Those people honestly believe that, MC, because that is the only card in their Rolodex.
Yeah.
So
which is asinine, by the way.
So when we see this happen, we have to think the reason it happened is because that officer, this person, has experienced something similar to this in some fashion.
Okay.
And that's what happened.
All right, we're about halfway through the video. Let's continue. Oh, second shot. Second shot.
998 shot fire. One subject running southbound through the alley.
So can we pause real quick?
Okay, so he did a good job putting out shots fired and giving directions.
Now, is there a difference between I'm shooting at someone and someone's shooting at me when you say shots fired? Like when I hear officer involved shooting, that's
usually
code, that's code for the police shot someone.
Usually that's the case.
Yeah.
If I'm being shot at, I'm going to say suspect is blah blah blah. He's shooting at me. Or
Okay.
I'm going to make the distinction.
Because so far, if there's no distinction on the radio, I can only imagine I'm in an ambulance 2 blocks away, and I just happen to be scanning PD because I'm bored and lonely, and I hear shots fired, shots fired. I think someone is shooting at the police, when in actuality, so far we have the police shooting at someone. Does that
so far
would that change your thought process in responding on this, or no? There's guns shooting, and we're going to expect the worst until proven otherwise.
You'd go that route.
Yeah.
You don't know what's going on. You know that bullets are whizzing from one direction or the other. So go in there knowing that.
Not a fan of the whizzing.
No, I know you're not. It's not a motor officer. We don't run. Running is stupid.
He's got a handgun. He's got a handgun.
All right, so we've transmitted he's got a handgun.
Okay, so let's now, everything we've said up to this point, where we're making assumptions, right? Did you see a gun in the bad guy's hand?
No.
I didn't either. So my first assumption of, ooh, bad shooting. He just put out, suspect has a gun.
Yep.
That changes things, right? So please reference your department policy as to what you can and cannot do with a weapon.
WYE radio does not encourage anyone to follow through on what we say.
So there's a lot of things about, it
policy.
used to be if a bad guy's running away, right, you just shoot him, right? You shoot him in the back. It's not good anymore. But if you can articulate that they represent a clear and present danger, like, I don't know, having a gun in their hands, I need to stop that threat, period. So that really shifts everything we've been talking about thus far, because we both had a very similar reaction of, oh, that first shot was like, I don't know if that's okay, man.
Yeah.
But then he just puts out, he's got a gun.
So we've had 2 shots. Now he's got a gun. We've got a blind corner. This is bad.
And bad guy's out of the view of the camera here.
Yep. Wide and slow.
And he's gassed.
He might be hiding over there. Yep. Well, this is where that adrenaline kicks in. And unfortunately,
2 Paul 6-1.
this is where our literal physiological tunnel vision starts to kick in.
It's hard in the moment. I've never chased anybody down with a gun in my hand. But what I preach vociferously is, before you go out of the PD with your hair on fire to go to that 1179 or go to that 1199, a serious collision or officer involved shooting, take 3 seconds and take real quick, deep breaths. It clears that tunnel vision. It gets oxygen back to your brain. You know, the thing you need to do to make good decisions.
Exactly.
So this guy, if I'm putting myself in his shoes, he's still got a job to do, and he's gassed. He's chugging for air. He needs to take some serious deep breaths in through his nose and out through his mouth. And if he doesn't practice that on a daily basis, that's an easy habit to get out of.
And one other thing I want to bring out is, how many times has he driven through this area in his vehicle? How many times has he seen the layout here? The person who's running away from him could live here and know every nook and cranny. So it's important to know your first 2 area, guys.
And you are all alone. There's no backup right now. He put it out. Everybody and their brother is coming code 3 right now. I promise.
And here's the thing. When we pull up to a working fire, guys, when you're the first in engine and you don't hear sirens, you're going to be alone for a little while. So until we hear sirens behind this officer, he's alone.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Shot fired.
He's already put that out.
Yep. But that's just training kicking in, I think.
Yep.
Kid could be anywhere.
2 Paul 6-1. Is
All right, so the video cut out.
No,
we see the guy running.
It's hard to see what he has in his hand there. Apparently, they're trying to show you something.
Yeah.
So here's the full story.
So hold on.
Okay.
The video that's here right now, the start arrow guys that you can see there, there's a dark shape right in there, yeah. But there's also a dark shape up and to the right that looks like it's on the fence behind us. So just up and to the right there. No, a little lower. Little lower. You see what I'm talking about?
No. Right here.
There. Yeah. So there's 2 dark shapes. Now, this is just a freeze frame of grainy footage. This is exactly the same thing that we saw before. It's terrible footage. But again, we don't know from where we were. The officer's eyes are going to be far more accurate than this camera is. These cameras were designed for close-up.
Absolutely. And they're fantastic close-up. They're really, really good.
So what gets me is that the officer drew their weapon because they're Their brain Rolodex said to do it.
Again,
and they discharged it because their
I'm
brain
going to make
Rolodex said to do it.
an educated guess that he had information we were not privy to before we watched the video. If I'm going to a suspicious vehicle, somebody rooting around in a car, I'm not going to pull my gun out. I might have my hand on, take the first level of retention off, and my hand's on it as I walk up.
Yeah.
But based on the way this guy has been, the officer's been acting, I'm going to say he had more information. Maybe this is a high crime area. Maybe it's a dope area. Who knows?
It could have been in the last 4 times that he's come to this area for this call, there's been a weapon involved.
But we never saw, in the video, we never saw a gun.
We never saw a gun. We never saw what would indicate the person turning to be a threat or motioning to be a threat. But again, this is a 1 minute and 40 seconds, I think, total that there's action happening.
Yeah, and we've been recording now for probably 15 minutes.
Yeah, and it's very difficult to, you can't say right or wrong. All you can say is,
oh, sure you can.
Here's
sure
what there was.
I'm going to disagree.
Well, hold on, I can't.
I don't know that that's true. Honestly, I don't know that that's true. I think that initially we were both wrong because we both went, ooh, bad shooting. But he just put out it. So let's skip to the end here.
All right.
I did read the description of the video later. It's a 14-year-old suspect, and he had a replica airsoft gun. So let's
I have a question real quick. Replica airsoft.
It was a replica. It was an airsoft gun that was made to look like an actual weapon.
Got it.
A SIG, a Glock, whatever.
Okay.
So let's pause this whole other conceptual thing real quick, and let me talk to the parents in the audience. Don't let your kids run around with replica guns. You're asking for them to get shot. Because I assure you, if somebody points a gun at me that looks like a gun, I have to take action. Because I'm coming home to my family, and that's going to ruin my life. It's going to ruin my family's life. It's going to ruin your life. It's going to ruin your kid's life because they're going to be dead.
Yep.
You know, when I was a kid, we used to play Army or play guns. We used to play guns all the time. Matter of fact, down the street from where we sit today, I used to play with neighbor kids, and we'd run around this neighborhood with guns. Fake guns. Bright orange guns.
Yeah.
And we were playing, right? And these days, that's not a smart thing to do. I would not let my kids do that. Absolutely not. I think it's irresponsible parenting. Now, we could go down the route of, shame on you, airsoft or whatever. Hey, I'm not gonna do that. Those can be used for competitions or training or whatever.
Yeah,
fine. Whatever. Knock yourself out. But if you let your 14-year-old go break into cars, which, by the way, apparently this kid actually did, now this cop has to, spoiler alert, kid died.
Kid died. Yep.
And that is a damn shame.
You mentioned he was shot in the scapula.
Yeah.
Which is in the back.
He was running away.
So it could have been one of these 2 shots that got him.
Oh, it was definitely. It had to be, because unless there was video after this that we have not seen.
And that's the trick. We always talk about, yes, there's video, but we don't know what happened before or after.
See, there's video and then there's context of video. I talk about this all the time in my training classes. Listen, what you see on video isn't the whole story. It's not.
Yep.
And hey, we've seen the story right now, and we were wrong until about the last 30 seconds of this video. We were wrong. We made assumptions that were incorrect, and we have had nothing but time to do that.
And the other big problem is that people might fall back on, well, he wasn't a threat. Well, in the video that we saw, I couldn't tell you. I'm decently okay at guessing distances. I could not have told you how far away the kid was.
It was 72 feet.
Okay, see,
I don't know.
I could not have made an assumption of that distance because the video quality is so poor.
I will tell you that was definitely greater than. Let's see. I'm thinking of the range at the PD, and I'm gonna say at least 50 yards.
Yeah, I'm looking at
that's
100 to 150 feet.
And I don't mean any disrespect with that. Hell of a shot. I mean, that's not easy to make under stress, and that's not easy to make when everything's calm and controlled at the range. It is what it is. But this cop has to live with what he did, and I don't think he was wrong. I really don't. Taking a life is not something to take lightly at all. I mean, yeah, again, we're sitting here drinking beer and talking about these things, but this cop's had nightmares about this.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
promise you.
Yeah.
I promise you.
Sure.
But
And the other thing, MC, is that now we have passively introduced this experience as a mental Rolodex card
sure.
for anybody that's watching it. So if somebody's running away, you're going to be looking at the hands or whatever your training is, and this is in your Rolodex. This counts as experience.
Sure. Can you articulate why you threw those shots downrange? Sure. Would I have done that? I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
In a perfect world, I'm watching this and I'm thinking, okay, could have run after the kid. If the kid turns and points a gun at me, hey, that's on him.
This is, you know what,
right?
MC? This is another.
That's easy. That's
it's another
easy to
perfect
say.
example of where technology could come in and help us at least. And it's putting a drone in the air on every car. You get out of the car on a stop, you hit a button, toosh, drone's in the air.
Now we're back to 1984.
Yeah, but imagine being able to chase a suspect with the drone, not having to sneak around these corners, being able to see that, after the fact, here we have the body cam footage, but we also have the aerial footage where, kid's got a weapon and he's hiding and pointing it at the officer.
Let's talk. This is going to take a weird turn. This is going to take
weirder
a
than
weirder turn.
Okay.
Let's say
dragons.
If you right. Let's say there is a drone option. Am I gonna? Let's say I'm a solo officer. Am I gonna be looking at my phone and controlling the drone, or does my attention need to be downrange?
No,
my attention needs to be downrange.
No, absolutely. In Justin's perfect world, that drone is controlled back at dispatcher at headquarters.
Okay, so this is kind of where I was going with that. Let's say it's a 2-man car, and the second guy is 100 yards behind this officer's perspective. My thought right there is that's not good either.
Nope.
Because he needs to be up right there with this guy.
Because that creates two situations instead of two guys in one situation.
He needs a cover guy.
Correct.
He needs a cover guy. They need to be up together and going to get this threat.
Yeah.
Guys, the whole point of this is there is no easy solution. Actually, that's not true. Don't be a crappy parent. Right?
Well,
don't let your 14-year-old kid go break into cars. That's one thing.
If we did that, we have no greaser gangs in the 50s.
My kid,
great is that culture?
My kids have been watching a lot of Grease lately. We let them watch the Grease on the edited one on TNT or something. Yeah, no.
Because the whole line about Grease Lightning.
No, dude, they butchered that song.
Well, they have to.
Oh, it was terrible.
Yeah,
it was terrible. I told him before the song started, I'm like, this is my favorite song in the whole thing. And then it was god awful.
It's like watching Deadpool on regular television.
No.
It's a 4-minute movie.
No, it's stupid.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
It's ridiculous.
All right, so we mixed things up. We did a couple fire videos. Now we've got I think it was a good introduction to a little more police stuff. Really gave you an opportunity because you came on a ride along with me years ago, and we didn't get into this kind of thing. We've never talked about this kind of.
Well, here's the thing:
never played like this before.
We've never played like this before. I did go on a ride along with him, and everything was fun and games until he showed me how to unlock the shotgun. And he pretty much told me, if I go down, you go nuts. And that's all I needed. That's all I needed. So it's important, guys, that MC sees what we're thinking when we go into fires and rescues. It's important that I see what MC is thinking when they go into these situations, because when this actually happens is not the time to figure out how to do it. The time is right now, relaxing wherever you guys are watching or listening to this. And we're talking about it. That's where you need to learn. I
got to tell you, I'm going to interrupt you. One of my favorite things about the sergeant that I have these days is the beginning of the week, he will send us, 5-6 videos. And we're supposed to watch them during the week. I never do.
Yeah.
Sorry. But I don't think he watches the show. But
is that one of the things that
But we watch them again on Thursday morning lineups. And we do exactly what we're doing right now. When we talk about each, not for this long, mind you, but we talk about possible tactics. What do you see? What would you do in this situation? Putting ourselves, getting that Rolodex full of information that we can access later. It's great.
That's what it's all about, guys. So if you've got a video you want us to watch, make sure you drop it to us on the socials, WYE Radio Show. Justin at WYERadio.com. That's Jason at WYERadio.com. He's the police. I'm the fireman. Until next time, be safe.
Cheers.
Cheers. Your gun is digging into my hip.
That's not my gun.
Whoa!